Hi, everybody. So good to see you. It's a big full moon today. As you know, a lot is going on right now. And we are here for the full moon in Gemini meditation. And I pulled a card for us, and I thought it was so perfect for today. Breathe. So I thought, what a perfect way to start this conversation and this meditation, to link up with each other that way, and to also organize yourself to this full moon energy, which is very, very strong, more than usual. Last month also was. This month is super duper. It is as strong as I've seen it or felt it ever, this particular full moon. So you may be noticing an intensification, as always happens at the full moon, but especially more right now because of the uniqueness of this particular full moon. So take a breath, and you feel yourself come back into your body and land into your body and be in your body. So you can use your physical body as a grounding system, right, for these big electrical energies that are coming through. So here we go, right? So here we are at the apex of this 5-year period, which is right now. This is the zenith of this arc from 2020 to 2025. And the whole world is in various forms of crisis in different ways, and so are people sometimes, and so might you be, and or you're around people that are, right? So I'm around a lot of people all the time, working with people individually and in groups, and the energy is very intense because what's being asked for right now is clarity about your own life and about the bigger life as well, of course. Last month we were talking about big changes, right? And that big changes are happening, big changes in the world are happening, big changes in our own world are happening. But what's happening now is big decisions, big choices. And so things in that change that we were talking about last time is starting to move into a reorganization that we sort of have to decide something in our life right now. So you may find yourself in a position where you're really thinking, do I stay in this job? Do I stay in the way that I am? Do I change my health situation? Big changes, though, that need a choice. Because sometimes, we make decisions, or we want to have a change, but we can't make the choice that makes the change. Right? Like you have to actually do something different for something different to happen, right? And so the energies like this is very pointed and very electrical to me. It feels electrical, this energy. And so what is it in your life as you scan your life? What is it for you right now that needs your attention, that needs your choice? Do you need to let go of something? Do you need to hold on to something, right? It could be anything. And so, but it's big, whatever it is. Whatever this choice is, it's not a small thing. It's not something that, you're thinking, do I, go on a vacation or not? It's big. It's life-changing kinds of choices that are happening. It can even be the choice to have a different point of view, that perhaps that point of view that we're holding is holding us back from having a more fulfilled life, right? Like if there's a problem in a relationship, for instance, right? If that something needs to give, something needs to change, of course you can break it. You can stop the relationship, but you could also make the choice to change, right? And what if both people could make that change? What if both people could make that change? And it can be, of course, that two people together in a relationship can make a change together in a relationship. But you have to get conscious about it, because otherwise it becomes just the war, right? I'm right, you're wrong. You don't understand. Those kinds of conversations, whether we're talking about countries now or people. right? So I do feel like there's a sort of mental element to this of mind changing because it's Gemini, right? So when it's in Gemini, it's all mental, right? It's that quick-mindedness, that thinking and possibly overthinking, to finally just make the choice, which is that decision. And the Latin decision comes from to cut, right? You do one or the other, right? And so I wonder what might be happening in your life, what that needs that type of awareness as we move into the meditation. I want you to bring that in to feel like, how does this question, what does it bring it up in you? And it's not a little thing. And so I'm kind of leaning towards mind changing as we're talking. Like, because we get a point of view, right, that we think is right, and we've decided is right, that we might have made that choice when we were 4 years old. Like it might need to be reviewed. That decision at 4, at 7, at 12, at 17, at 22, at whatever those times are where we make this choice. And then we're sort of stuck with the choice and we don't even know we've made a choice because it goes unconscious. And when we do things unconsciously, it has a lot of ramifications and consequences. It's just how it is, right? And that's why I say everything is okay when it's conscious. And sort of nothing is okay when it's unconscious. Because that consciousness brings your full awareness to the subject at hand, whatever it be, that you're present to it. And you're present to it because you're in the now of it, not the then of it, right? And how many parts of our psyche is based on things that we've decided a long, long time ago that may not fit in our life any longer. Or a job that doesn't fit in our life any longer, right? Or some life choice where we've grown out of it. Or we're growing into it because we're making a new decision to re-relate to that work or to that relationship or to that quality. So I'm just kind of laying down some ideas because we're going to use that inside the meditation to work with because it's very volatile out there right now. And I think when people are going through things, you think you might be the only one. That you're not. The whole world is experiencing this energy right now. And then it's how we condition it and how we use it and how we can work with it. Think of it that way, working with that energy. So that even if it's intense, it's like having a big engine in a car. You can go faster, but you need to be in control of the vehicle, right? So we have to know how to really drive well when we're going to go faster and faster. And things are going faster and faster. Gemini is fast. The times are fast. It's like AI technology. It's right. It's fast. It's going faster than we can understand, And so that's the speed of things right now. And who knew, when we were born, that we would be born into these times? And I would say we did know. We were being born into these times, and that not only were we born into them on purpose, that what I call it being drafted to be born at this time of this high speed that has never been like this ever in all of mankind's known history, right? I mean, we were riding horses, and maybe you'd go to the next town, If you could figure out how to get there, it would take you 5 days, to visit your relatives in the town next door. Everything was much slower and much more natural, right? By nature, by light and dark. If we didn't have lights and electricity, we would be by candle. The whole pace of things was so different, by candle, by star, So we're going, we're going so fast into this life and into what's happening and making choices at that speed. You got to know how to make those choices in a vehicle that's sturdy enough, right, that can handle it. So when we meditate, I call it insulation around a live wire, right? The live wire is sort of like the light of the soul, that electricity of what we are at essence. And then when we meditate, it puts insulation around that so that it's not crackling and burning people that are nearby, or, burning your own house down, right? There's insulation, there's a gap, right? So that you can take your time, so that you can pause, so that you can be conscious about the choices, about the decisions that we're making along the way. And good choices are always in the moment. You might know a lot of history about something, and you can kind of conjecture what the future can be. But in the moment is where our intuition lies. And so when you stay present and in the moment with yourself, you can sense intuitively how to respond without any data. Just intuitively, you just know this is the right thing to say right now, with no outer data. You can just get it by sensory, ESP, right? Extrasensory perception. Well, when you meditate, your ESP, your extrasensory perception, gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And so much of it is about trusting that more and more, and listening to your intuition and sensing what it is. So even as I'm talking, listening to your intuition, what is this subject that we're talking about today that is to be decided, these big decisions that are ahead of us. And I sense as when we're in the meditation, if you know what the subject is already, I would offer it into the meditation, because this is the kind of energy right now where you could get a very clear answer, And if you don't know what your question is or what that decision choice point might be, just leave the gap open to realize it inside the meditation. You might know it even if you don't know it right now. But I have a sense that you do know it. I think we all know it, what our next step, question, choice point is. That there's an importance to this time, and to use it well, and to bring it into the life, not to be afraid of the change, right? Because choices are changes. Choices are changes. So what is it that wants to come up? And can we trust our life as conscious soul? Can we trust our life that those intuitions that we get, we realize that they become part of those like breadcrumbs that we follow along the way for that more sacred part of the life, like why we're even born, why we're even here, right? And some people I've been speaking with today and yesterday are having huge, obvious choice points. Like it's not like, oh, let me try to think what it is. Like they know, and something happened, right? And so there's some people are having those kinds of big, high energy, high wattage choices. When you meditate, you get softer choices often, because you don't need the baseball bat experience to get your attention as much, because you're listening on that level, right? But, we get baseball bats sometimes too, where you just get hit on the head with a situation, get hit on the head by a condition in the world that is just unacceptable on some level, right? And we just tilt, right? We forget what we know. We forget about love. We forget about understanding. We forget about compassion. We forget about we're all connected, right? Because we're so hot on the subject that we're on, or so reacting to it, But even then, it's just still to come back to that meditation, which creates that insulation, which lets that energy flow through you in a smoother way. So those are the things that we're going to take into the meditation. So I think this is a good time to just move into it. So when you're ready to, if you have a candle, you can light it. If you don't have a candle, just use mine. Or you can just imagine one in your mind. I really think that that's very powerful, to just start to learn to visualize light. But also, it's nice to just have a physical light to hold the intention of the meditation and set it, set the tone, set the tone of the light. This just wants to go out. There it is. Okay. So, millions of people are meditating today. The full moon was this morning, actually, at 1:17 a.m., but we're very much in it still. The energy is super, super bright. And so, still around the planet, there are people meditating together in groups and individually all around the world. And so as you close your eyes, just let yourself use your breath to organize your body into this time and space by a breath. So you inhale, and as you exhale, feel yourself land all the way down into your feet. So you feel your feet on the ground, you feel your spine upright, and you use your breath to just start that process, right, of releasing nervous energy, breathing. That's our card today. Take a breath, right? Using the breath to transmute the energy from mental, kind of hyper intense thinking, overthinking, to the deep calm of the heart center, of the heart chakra. And so land into your heart chakra now in your awareness, as if you could put your mind in your heart. And sometimes if you don't know where that is, just put your hand on your heart chakra. That's not the heart like I pledge allegiance, but the heart chakra is right at the center of the sternum. And sometimes that will help you stay at that place, and also to breathe through that place, through the heart chakra, and your whole state will change when you breathe through the heart. Your whole mental state, right? Because you're starting to draw down the busy mind, the worry mind, the thinking mind. Because remember, the brain is a thought-making machine. That's its function, right? But there's a difference between mental thinking and heart knowing, heart intuition, heart awareness. And when the heart and mind blend, you've got something really powerful to work with. But start with your heart, breathing through the heart center, and just feel your whole body start to kind of soften, relax, calm. With every breath a little more. And feel your own sense of self, true self, sacred self, present self. And as you breathe through your heart center, just feeling your arms relax, your legs relax, your stomach relax, your jaw relax, your eyes relax, your forehead relax, your skin relax, your eyes relax. And you feel yourself change from the busy, busy day and the high, high energy of this full moon and come into the moment. Come into the moment. And also from this place, recognizing all these kindred hearts that are here. All these kindred hearts that are here right now. That we're all here together on purpose. That we took out part of our day to come together. To be harmonized by light, harmonized by love. And that there's kindredness here. Spiritual family. Good, and now from this place, just let a line of light move up into the head center. And feel that diamond point of awareness there in the cave. And as you breathe through that point, imagine that you could breathe through your third eye here, through the forehead. That light increases. This can be literally light, like you might see light. But it can be also just that it is light and you know it, right? You have this sense of the quality of light in some way, by vibration, by light, by sound even sometimes. And you're just breathing there, sort of turning it on, this higher awareness, this different placement that is within the brain but not the brain. The third eye is not the physical brain, but it's within it, right? So you're finding that placement, and it's a few inches back into the head. And it's called the cave center. And oftentimes people will see violet light. But it can be white light, it can be golden light, it can be everything, anything. But violet light is very associated with this particular point. And so whatever you're sensing there, just breathing there and let it get a little brighter. Good. And then whatever mind matter that might be humming around the brain of like things that happen today, things you're aware of, things that are happening in the world. Just let all that start to, almost like precipitation, start to move down and into the heart, down and into the heart. So all the mind thoughts start moving down and dissolving into the heart center, where the heart then conditions those thoughts, and alchemizes those thoughts from lead into gold, So you just, as we're doing this meditation, keep imagining this precipitation of mind matter, just down into the heart, down into the heart. And slowly but surely, the mind begins to become clear and present. And inside that presence now, in the light of your awareness, feel the crown chakra open, top of the head. And as this occurs, feel the soul, the overlighting presence of the soul that is always there. Still breathing through the third eye point and feeling that comfort that comes with the awareness of the soul that is as old as time, ancient energy, ancient wisdom. And allow that energy to be magnified by this full moon. As it comes into your own body being, influencing your brain cells, influencing the nervous system, influencing the whole physical body by glandular system, by muscular system, by every aspect of the blood, of the bone, that the body is being adjusted and calibrated, recalibrated to this higher vibration light. And all through this meditation, allowing that to be, knowing that that is happening. Letting yourself have a healing while you're here. And when you're feeling that energy then still through the crown, from the soul, that overlighting presence of pure awareness, Now bring into the field of this meditation this idea of choice, of decision. What is it? What is this choice about? Or these choices, or are you facilitating other people's choices, possibly? That could be it too. That you're a bridge for someone else. To take your own life seriously as the sacred walk that it is. I've been having personally, very often throughout my day, I'm going to call it inspiritedness, inspiredness, in spirit, right? Where I have, even between my thoughts while I'm working, while I'm talking with someone, I'm feeling this connection, right? This connection. And it is a decision for me, you see, to make, to allow this or not allow this, right? To allow myself to be in this inspirited state. Or I go back to my mind to figure out the answer, right? And it's been so physical for me. I'm just using this as an example. So it could be something subtle, right? Spiritually subtle. So what is it? What is the subject of this choice? I recognize myself as conscious soul. Or it may be something very particular in your world that needs that clarity. So as we move into the silence now, I want you to just hold all of that and see what comes as you go into the silence, into this meditation now. sensing what it is. What is the subject? Finding clarity, diamond clarity. I have a t-shirt that says, I choose love. That's a decision. That's a choice. Let this light of this full moon and these high vibrational energies clarify what it is to awaken to within yourself. To choose. I choose. What do you choose? I choose. And you fill in that line. I choose. I choose. And I want to add the phrase, I remember, right? Why I'm here. I choose. I choose. I choose to be here at this time. And as you choose this, you become a bridge for others. You become a lighthouse that doesn't move. We can be of service. I choose. And still in that way of precipitation, like a soft, misty rain, letting that, but it's light, right? It's light. Letting all this move from the crown, through the brain, through your face, through your throat, through all the chakras, through all your body, through all your organs, through all your muscles, down your legs and into your feet, so that you become one with this vibration of this meditation, that it becomes part of you. And as it becomes part of you, it will express from you in nature's order, in perfect timing, what the words are, what the thoughts are, what the words are, what the actions will be, what the choice is, that it becomes vibrationally congruent, letting it, this precipitation of light, move through every atom, nuclei of the self, until you feel one with it, one with it. Om, Om, Om. I choose. Good. And when you're ready to, letting your breath get deeper and fuller. until it starts to feel natural to transition out of this meditation when you're ready to. Organizing yourself, reorganizing yourself to the different place, this higher vibrational place that you're now standing in. It's a lot of energy out there right now. I have 100 stories I could tell you about just what I'm seeing, what I'm witnessing, what I'm standing into and with, and you may too. And it's all sacred, everyone's path. And so we can bear witness, we can help, we can do, but sometimes just to stand there as the lighthouse is all you are able to do. So you do that, right? That's good. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here tonight, in this big, powerful time that we're in, this world powerful time. We all wondered what was going to happen between starting in 2020 to 2025. What's going to happen? And everything's happening. So we're in the middle of that, So hold your lighthouse, keep your candle lit in your consciousness, because it really makes a difference more than you have any idea. Or maybe you do, because you can feel it right now with all these kindred hearts. Yeah. So I'm so happy you're here, and I'll just see, the next full moon is the day after Christmas, actually, 12/26, so December 26th. So I'll be doing one then. And also keep in mind the solstice is coming up. So the winter solstice that I do every year, that's coming up on Thursday, December 21st. So put that in your calendar, because that's really powerful, big whole year meditation where it is the true new year, right? Where January 1st comes from the solstice period, the most dark, the least light, and the changing point from the light getting less and less and less and less and less until solstice, which means sun stands still, apparently, in the sky, right? And then it changes and it starts to get lighter and lighter. So it's actually a really very positive, beautiful day, even though it's the darkest night, at least in the northern hemisphere. Of course, we're talking, it's all backwards in the southern hemisphere, the other way around. But for us here, that's what's happening. So that'll be on the solstice. And I think it's an exact time too, actually. I think it's at 7:22 or something like that. So we'll be doing it around 7:30, something like that. So I hope you come to that. So watch for that email if you want to join that. And also just to remember that these meditations go up the next day, up on YouTube. You can watch them there if you want to. The full moons I always post them, but it takes all day for us to get them organized over here, to get them up. And you can, if you subscribe, you'll get a message actually that they're up, and you have to subscribe and hit the bell, and then it sends you an email and says the meditation is up. So you can do that if you want to. And also the meditations also go up on SoundCloud as audio only. So you can listen to those, and those are all free. And there's, I think, 820 meditations on that SoundCloud site, all audio. So those are really powerful. People use them, to put their babies to sleep and also just to meditate, because they're on every subject in the world you can imagine, and that many meditations, everything's kind of covered, all different chakra work and healing work. There's a lot of healing meditations on there and different things, peace meditations, breath meditations, etc. So thank you for being part of this. I'm so happy you were here. And I'll see you next time, maybe on December 26th or the solstice 21st. See you soon. Thank you, everyone.